What's up, nerds? Welcome to NGR's Pow Block, our all Nintendo show. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me, as always, that chocolate-flavored masterpiece, Edward Varnell.
Oh, please, second Densetsu collection, please come to America. I want you to.
Oh, man.
Hello, everybody.
Ed, I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, dude, I'm super hyped to be here. Like, literally, I had a discussion with Larry Giver from World 11 Podcast, and we talked about a particular title that would fit the Switch. We'll probably talk about when we get into our discussion. And it literally made me super hyped.
Yeah, like some of this stuff that came out over the weekend, like interviews and stuff that we're going to talk about, like that's kind of our major topic. I would go out on a limb and say this is going to be a shorter episode, but you never know. When we start talking E3 predictions, it could go on a while. So that's like our major topic. But like when all these things started coming out that Nintendo is going to have a major E3 this year, it got me really, really excited. And like, not that last year wasn't exciting because we saw Zelda and, that whole thing with Zelda, their Zelda amusement park at E3 was pretty amazing. But
can I tell you that I stayed glued to both days of their live stream? I'm like, even though some of it I had to miss, when they were showing off games and the particular art, I got to look it back up, but there's an RPG game that's coming to 3DS that you like kind of build time ago. It's like not a role game, but it's like a dungeon crawl almost. It made me super happy. And when I found out that I think it's from the creator or one of the people who worked on Secret of Mana, super stoked. And so hopefully that makes a splash. But yeah, I stay glued to it, and I'm going to be glued to the TV, the internet, wherever I can see, because I really want to see what Nintendo has for E3. Because last year was so mind blowing to me. And I kind of like their live stream, but hopefully they go back to a Nintendo Direct style, so we can have more discussion, I guess.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I wish Nintendo would like announce what date they're going, and they always go on Tuesday. I know that, but like Microsoft changed times this year and Sony changed times this year. So I wonder if Nintendo is going to try to change times this year.
No, they're still going to be on Tuesday.
Are they? Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, once they come out with like the official announcements and stuff, I'll start requesting off dates from work for that. But yeah, man.
Because normally it's 9 o'clock their time. I think 9 o'clock wherever they're at it should be like 11 o'clock my time, and I think 12 o'clock your time.
Yeah. I'm super pumped because I think we should do a Pow Block live on Tuesday.
Yes.
Like just like watching the kind of like NGR did with the Switch reveal.
Yes.
Where we just kind of watch and react to everything that's happening, and then afterwards we'll talk about it and stuff. So we'll have like a half hour. We'll do it live. I'll set up a NGR's Twitch page, and like we'll do it live there, and like a half hour pre-show, and then like we'll do a watch along during the show, and then afterwards we'll have a Pow Block episode. Emergency episode for
I'm letting you guys know right now. I'm going to be saying yes a lot, and I'm going to be screaming. I'm going to freak out because I feel like whatever they show, it's going to be so fun and funny. And if people feel disappointed, it's video games. Sometimes you don't get it. You don't get it on the first try. Sometimes you do. Who knows what they're going to be showing? But I'm super cannot wait for this and watching it. Like I'm probably gonna start planning my snack attacks on like what snacks do I need to get to watch the presentation, because I'm going to be doing that for Microsoft, Sony, EA, and Ubisoft. That I'm going to be having snacks, taking notes and be ready to podcast. I'm probably going to be hopefully doing like 7 to 8, 9 shows that week for E3. but I'm super stoked for it. Oh,
Yeah.
everybody, it is in 3 more months. Well, actually, probably about 2 once April hit.
Yeah, I'm super excited for E3. I know I'm off that Monday, and I already requested off day 0, like that Sunday night. So
Mhm.
I'll probably work during the day that day, but I'll have off that night when Bethesda and Microsoft go. And then Monday
Okay.
I'll watch that stuff, and then Tuesday is going to be all Nintendo stuff. So I'm pretty excited, man. I think this E3 for Nintendo in general is going to be even bigger because everybody is so excited for Switch, and it's not just like,
Yes.
people are actually expecting something from Nintendo this year, as opposed to like last year was just Zelda, and the year before was, a little bit of Zelda, and then Star Fox and stuff like that. It's I think I think people are expecting a lot from Nintendo, and that has people excited.
Yes, and I
Which
think
which means it's going to be a very different E3. Like, are they actually going to have a conference? Are they going to have a direct before and then have a conference? Like, I kind of feel like they're going to show up. I feel like they're going to actually have a conference.
um do they need to? Would we like to see?
I
I
mean,
think I
I
think
don't think they need to, but I think the amount of hype that
Mhm.
Nintendo has right now, and the way people are excited for Switch, I think Reggie coming out on stage and just totally winning over the crowd at E3, I think that would
Yeah.
be a huge momentum boost for them. Like, keep the momentum going as opposed to a Nintendo Direct. Not that I don't like the directs, but like, or they could even do like a mixture of like pre-recorded stuff, to intro the show on the big screens, and then Reggie walks out, and then they'll show gameplay footage of the games and stuff like that. Like, they could do almost like a live direct from E3, like pre-recorded stuff. Reggie walks out, pre-recorded stuff. Bill Trennan walks out, pre-recorded stuff. Takahashi walks out. All these different things that
Yeah.
you do to uh, make it exciting for Nintendo fans. I think that doing that would be awesome.
Well, or I kind of probably would break it up. Do the Nintendo Direct for games that's been announced and like given release dates and everything is because they announced like they're working on new IPs for games. Do a press conference for that for the new IP stuff, you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and then be able to talk about it, of course, talking about it live and show some gameplay for it. Um, and probably make them both like 45 minutes each.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah, yeah. I could see them
Because
doing that.
that if they do a Nintendo Direct sometimes, or even a live one, sometimes it don't start at 9, give it like about 5 to 10 minutes, and then it'll roll out. But if they're gonna do a live like press conference for like the new games, you know, all out
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah,
Like do one in the morning and then like in the afternoon or a little bit like in the evening before the show closes or something, then do a press conference for those new IPs, like keep everybody in suspense. And then Wednesday do the live stream of all the new games and current games, like break it up like they are like party because E3 party is that Thursday. So they should be able to have Wednesday and Thursday coverage for their games.
yeah, yeah. I could see that, or doing like a pre-conference direct that's like a half
Yeah.
hour with like highlights of like games that they've already announced, like Mario and Octopath Traveler, and maybe throw some third party in there like FIFA and NBA 2K
Yeah.
and Skyrim, and maybe Splatoon if it's not out yet. They could. I feel like they could do something like that too.
Yeah.
So, but before we get into the main topics of today, what have you been playing, Ed?
I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Played a little bit more of Pokemon Sun. Um I played a little bit of Breath of the Wild, but I kind of
I think
stopped.
you're actively avoiding playing Zelda. This hurts my
I
feelings.
and I because I'm playing Horizon, I'm trying to get done with that because like I said, I want to jump into Breath of the Wild, and I am going to jump back into it. I think I may be doing that soon because I'm not hating Horizon, or I don't want to hate on Horizon, but I don't like the shop mechanic. I don't like the trading mechanic. I have problems with that. If I'm able to go somewhere and collect items, because in Horizon you have to collect items from the dinosaurs that you defeat, but you also got to collect the metal shards. Now, your metal shards in this game is used as currency and for you to be able to fix your bow, make new arrows and stuff. Well, the problem is that if you're trying to get a particular item or a spear or whatever, or arrow, I mean a bow, you have to meet certain requirements. And if you don't have that item, you can set it as a quest to go get that item, and they'll tell you where it's at. Well, I was trying to get one item in particular, uh, and they sent me on a quest. Well, from where the city is at to where the quest is at, it's a long way. Well, you have to buy fast travel. You can't do it like the Breath of the Wild, where you can just fast travel anywhere at any time for most of it. This game, you actually have to have an item to fast travel. So now you have to spend your shards to buy that item to do fast traveling.
Yeah.
So I go, and the thing that I need is from a particular enemy. And because that particular big enemy has a long energy bar than regular dinosaurs and stuff, or the enemy, whoever you want to hunt, it's going to be because you don't have the right equipment to bring them down. You can have all the arrows that you want to, but that's still taking more of your currency, more of your resources, and you have to have enough to be able to hit them in the right spot, and then be able to make sure that you dodge or not seen, because if they see you, they'll come and hunt you, and you have to fight them and survive. And if you get hit by this particular enemy, majority of your health is almost gone. And now, if you don't have the resources to refill your health, you have to start that whole fight over. And this fight could take up to 35 to 40 minutes. Now, this is the problem with that. You still are on a chance-based system that even if you defeat that enemy, you won't get the item that you need. So now you got to spend another 35, 45 minutes, hopefully be able to find that enemy again and fight them another time to get that one piece.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I haven't really gotten that far in Horizon to like actually like have that problem, because it came out the same week as Zelda, and Zelda is literally the only game I've been sinking significant time into since it came out. But yeah, I do understand that frustration, and it kind of sucks. And like I'm kind of at that point in Zelda right now where like you need certain items to upgrade your armor, and like it's not super tedious because there's like the items aren't that hard to find or get,
Right.
except for like the ancient cores when you're fighting guardians. Like I there's so many things I wish I knew before I started playing Zelda, what not to do when I started, that like now the items that I've sold to get rupees to get this armor, these other armor sets.
Yeah.
Like I've sold so many like guardian parts that like I'm struggling to find ancient cores now,
Yeah.
And like I need that for the ancient armor that you can find in the game, and like it sucks because like you need guardian parts to buy that armor set. And so
Yeah.
like I'm at that point in Zelda where like it's not that it's like super frustrating. It's not that I'm mad that it's a bad game mechanic. I just wish these are things I would have known before I started. But I mean, I had to jump into Zelda when it came out. I had to.
Okay. Like, and I'm at the point where I feel like I don't really want to do the side quests anymore in Horizon because they're just so tedious and so long. I do want to do the dungeons, so I'm gonna try to do as much as I can, but I'm not ready to put the controller down and return the Zelda chest yet. But if it gets to a point that I have to, and I will, I would have no problem putting Horizon back on the back burner and finishing up Zelda Breath of the Wild. Because when I see that game, I'm going to be like, okay, what do I want to do? Do I go shrines? Do I go to the next god, or what do I want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to cook stuff and sell it? Like, it would be up to me on what I want to do next, because I have stuff planned. Like, I'm looking for more shrines, but I think I'm ready to move on to the next part of the story.
Yeah. I in Zelda, like I have a little routine now. Like as soon as I turn the game on, like I scan all my amiibo, get all the items I can from my Zelda amiibo. And actually, it's super exciting because there's an infographic that came out on like what each amiibo gives you.
Yeah.
And there's 3 unreleased 30th anniversary Zelda amiibo. There's a Majora's Mask one, Twilight Princess one, and a Skyward Sword one. And they all give you new armor that
cool.
isn't in the game. Like the Majora's Mask 30th anniversary one gives you the Fierce Deity armor. The Twilight Princess one gives you, the Smash Brothers one gives you that same armor. It's the armor of Twilight, and then Skyward Sword gives you the armor of the sky. So those are like big time armor pieces that I'm gonna have to get the amiibo to do that. But my routine is I scan all my amiibo, get all the items. Hopefully I'll get the armor sets because I'm still missing the Tunic of the Wind from Wind Waker and the Trousers of Time, which is the Ocarina of Time set. And then I have all of the amiibo set up till now.
See, I got both Toon Links. The one that came packaged with Princess Zelda, and then the first Toon Link that came out.
Yeah.
So I wonder if I could use both of them because I haven't used no amiibos in the game yet.
You can use both of them. I can't find. I need a Sheik amiibo and I need a Ganon amiibo.
I have Ganon.
The Ganon one gives you an awesome sword, the Sword of the Seven Sages, which is rumored to be an unbreakable item. I don't know if that's been confirmed or not. And Sheik gives you the second mask for the Sheikah armor, which is just like the mouth covering and then the headpiece. So you actually look like Sheik.
I think I have both. I know I have Sheik, and I believe I have Ganon too.
Yeah.
But did you find it at a particular place that I work at also? Because if you can't find it at that place and I have it at my place of employment, I'll pick it up for you Friday and ship it out.
I don't know. I haven't really checked, but I'm gonna be going to GameStop tomorrow to pick up some Switch games anyway.
Okay.
So I'm gonna check. But that my GameStop has a ton of used amiibo, and I know they have a ton of Sheik and like Toon Link amiibo. Just because people trade them in, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know about Ganon. But back to my routine. I scan all my amiibo, get all the items, cook all the food that I get from those amiibo. And I've found some recipes that will actually help boost, like, it'll give me full recovery plus like defense boost and or attack boost. So like I've been doing those a lot lately and just stocking up on those until, because like I've finally got to a point where I'm like, okay, as soon as I upgrade at least one set of armor a little bit, I'm gonna go fight Ganon. I found all 120 shrines. I've found all 18 memories. There was I need to finish some side quests, I think, first, but I'm ready to fight Ganon. I'm prepared. I'm 110 hours in. It's time. Zelda's been waiting hard long enough. So
I still got 2 more areas to unlock, and I still got some more shrines to find.
And then after I fight Ganon, Zelda will be like my, oh, I'm gonna go search for some Korok puzzles today for an hour, and then I'll play something else. But like this game is special. It is something special, and I know we say that every show, but like this game,
it's taking gaming to a whole new level.
It's it's done something for me that it's, how do I want to say this? How do I say this? It's reinvigorated my passion for games.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we talked about this a couple last week. I think the first show we did last week. It doesn't feel monotonous. It doesn't feel the same as like, when you play PlayStation. Let's look at their exclusives, for example. I know they're all telling different stories and they're all doing something a little bit different. The characters are all unique and stuff, but The Last of Us, you're a realistic looking dude shooting stuff. Uncharted, you're a realistic looking dude shooting stuff. Killzone, you're a realistic looking dude shooting stuff. Horizon, which is the most unique out of all those games, you're still in this kind of realistic looking world as a realistic looking character, ultimately shooting stuff. Granted, it's not with a gun, it's with a bow and arrow, but still, you play Tomb Raider, which isn't an exclusive, but it's in the similar vein as those. And as much as I adore Rise of the Tomb Raider, I think it's such an amazing game. You're still shooting stuff and crafting stuff the way that like you would in The Last of Us or Horizon. And it's just like, this game is super refreshing and different and looks different and feels different. And it's just, it made me realize that like, not every game has to be this super realistic, hyper realistic showpiece to be a great game. And like this art direction of this game is probably one of the best I've ever seen. And like, some of it might be to the technical limitations of the system, but Nintendo always knows how to take their art directions in a different way to make the game feel and look special. And this game is no different.
The thing about Breath of the Wild, and I'm gonna hand it back over to you, Corey, is that you find new things every day, whether you discover it on your own or you're seeing people talk about it or seeing videos. And you just be like, I didn't know I could do that. And, I haven't had that feeling in the game in a long time, that everybody is playing it and everybody's finding out something new. So it's that old school lunch table sharing secrets with each other. Be like, oh, you did that at there? Oh, I did this, and yeah, you could do. Oh, I didn't know you could do. It's all of that, and it makes it exciting because you're building each other up to be a more experienced player in video games. And you don't really see that a lot in video games. There's just a expectancy that you know how to play a video game, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, I'm walking through this world and I saw a video the other day that somebody use the time mechanic, cut down a tree, use the stasis mechanic, and hit the tree like into the red, so it was going as far and as fast as it possibly could. He jumped on it and went flying across this area, and he went like, I don't know, so far across the map that it probably would have taken him 5 minutes to walk that far, and he went there in like 10 seconds because that's how you cover ground super fast.
Can I tell you what's funny? Because Nintendo showed that at their GDC talk too.
Oh, really?
Yep. And because they was explaining about how they was able to use the Havoc engine to do stuff like that. And I'm like, dang, like, are y'all doing stuff that no one has thought of in the game? Because I don't cut none of the trees down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
cut them down all the time. I cut them down all the time because, like, if you need to do something at a specific time of day, as long as you have flint and a pile of wood, you can wait. You can sit wherever you want and wait for that time of day. Or like if you need to cook some food real quick, you can just create that fire real quick.
It's weird with the food thing because normally I'll be like, okay, let me see if I got fire arrows. Nope. Okay, let me go see where the Boca Glens. I probably still messed that up again. Where they're doing to get it happy. Okay, here's a fight. I'm stealing everything. Like, oh, there's go a stick. Let me put it under. Throw my ingredients, cook, and then be on my merry way.
Yeah. Yeah. Excuse me. But yeah, so Zelda is just, it's awesome. But other than that, I've been to the big one I did this weekend was the Splatoon test fire.
Yes.
I totally forgot that even happened. Yeah, man. I played, I got home early enough from work on Friday and Saturday to play the Splatoon test fire. And it's Splatoon. I mean, it feels almost identical to the first game. It's a little bit tighter, actually. It feels really good. I tested out all the weapons. I still prefer the paint roller just because I'm not great at shooting someone, but I can cover ground real quick in that game and cover a lot of, like, the paint roller pretty much covers a huge lane for your team to swim through, because you know how you have to drop down in the paint or the ink to refill your canister to keep going. Like, the paint roller, if you have a paint roller guy on your team, you're solid because you can always refill your paint. It's an easy way to cover ground. And they made it this awesome weapon now to where, like, before you slam it, like, you can slam it down on the ground, but if you hold it, like, I don't remember this ever being in Splatoon 1 unless it was an upgrade for it.
It wasn't.
But like you slam it down, but it slams down vertically and shoots like 4 paintballs, like huge paint globs out in front of you. So if there's an enemy in front of you, like it'll just hit them, and it's awesome. And before you start rolling, and like if you roll up behind somebody with the paint roller, they're done. They're just toast. They can't turn around and get you. It's awesome. It was. I played 2 different maps. Man, I forget what 2 maps they were, but they were both new maps, and they were both pretty intricate. There's a lot of corners that you can hide in, a lot of corners you can get to without people seeing you if you're trying to cover paint. Still really good. I like it. There's no customization options in this game, or in the demo, no anything like that. But it's still Splatoon. It's still really good.
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about how much fun that they had. And people are still debating about motion control in this game. They were just like, if you're turning motion control off, do not be on my team. And some people were just like, I cannot do this motion control in this game and stuff. But yeah, if you're not playing Mass Effect Andromeda, you're playing Splatoon to the test fire, and it seems like it was a very big success. Everybody really had fun. A lot of people were getting like close to 2,000 points and more. I was just like, wow. I'm like, y'all did this in an hour?
Yeah, I turned off motion controls. I can't I was playing in handheld mode, and it's super hard to, like, if I was playing on TV and I was playing with my Pro Controller, I probably would have maybe kept it on for a little bit just to see. But every time I would like adjust myself in bed, like my whole screen would move off to a different direction. I was like, I got to turn this off for now. Like in handheld mode, I cannot do motion controls. But I mean, it felt solid. It felt like Splatoon. It's a good shooter and it's a good competitive game. Like, I think Splatoon 2 is going to do very well. And I think a lot of people that didn't play Splatoon 1 are going to be really surprised. And at work, I heard people talking about it because one of my friends got a Switch, and a bunch of kids, like 19, 20, 21, went over to like this guy's house that were like, and he downloaded the Splatoon thing, and they were all taking turns playing Splatoon. And it's weird seeing people who have been playing Battlefield and Call of Duty for the last 6 or 7 years be excited for a game like Splatoon. It's crazy. It's hilarious. It's you know, so I mean, Splatoon is still awesome. I think it's one of the funnest shooters out there. You know, it's maybe simple, it may be you know, quote, cartoony, but it's still awesome. I can't wait for Splatoon 2, honestly. And I think summer is the right time to come out.
But I know for me, I'm gonna need would I need a Pro Controller for this one? Because I wonder how it feels with just having the Joy-Cons in your hand playing it. Oh no. You could just connect it to the grip.
Yeah. I honestly I refuse to use the Joy-Cons in the grip. My Joy-Cons do not leave my system, and I need that Pro Controller, man. I have an extra set of Joy-Cons in the grip already for like an emergency third player. But man, I need that Pro Controller, and that once you play with the Pro Controller, you're not gonna go back. Honestly, like it doesn't feel bad. Like, it feels fine in your hands. It feels like it kind of feels like a wave bird, to be quite honest, a light wave bird. But you know, I would rather have the Pro Controller because the sticks are a little off center from the face buttons and the D-pad, and like it feels more natural, especially if you're an Xbox player. Like, it just feels way more natural to play with that. So,
and I think if you have like big hands and stuff, or you're a bigger person, because you're like very tall, Corey. I'm
a large person.
I mean, you look very tall, and it looks like your hands need to be more comfortable. Like, they can't really be too tight because they look like it, maybe a little bit painful. But it looks like if you could just have something like the Pro Controller or a number controller in your hand when you play, it feels like it's more comfortable for your hands.
Yeah. And like I played Splatoon with the gamepad on Wii U, obviously, because I think you had to.
Yes.
And like that felt okay. I wish I could have used the Pro Controller, but like the way the buttons are positioned on the Pro Controller for Splatoon 1 and the gamepad, like the sticks both up top, is very unnatural, I think, when you're playing a shooter. So like, I mean, the face buttons and the D-pad being on the same level as far as like Virtual Console games and Mario 3D World and New Super Mario Brothers, like that kind of stuff, it felt perfect. But in terms of a shooter that you need to control the camera, you need to be able to be on a swivel at all times, like, just felt unnatural. And I think maybe that's why Splatoon 2 feels better, is because the controller layout is better.
Well, because I've already when I play Splatoon, or when I do play Splatoon, I'll stick with the motion control because it feels natural to me. Like, I got used to it. Like, it didn't really take that long to get where it's at, to master it. I'm just like, okay, I see, and it works. You know, and I was even telling people on the forum that motion control for the arrows when I'm shooting in Breath of the Wild.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Well,
I have
yeah, I guess I do too.
yeah,
I
'cause
do.
I have better yeah, 'cause I have better accuracy doing it. Like when I want a headshot, I'm like bam, and I don't have to kind of fiddle around with the buttons. I could just hold the R button and line it up quick and then let go. So that kind of keeps my hands free of trying to hold the button down and then move the buttons to do the camera stuff. The motion control just makes it easier.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, Splatoon 2 is real good. I love it. I tested out the new gun, the splatter shot. I think the dual wielding splatter shots. It's a cool weapon. That's more for people who are going in for kills and stuff though, and not really ideal for covering a lot of ground in a lot of time, which is what Splatoon is kind of all about. And I don't know, if you have an accurate player on your team that can take guys out while someone rolls up behind him with a paint roller, I feel like that would be ideal if you're pairing off. But for me, I think it's all about getting as much paint on the ground as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And the paint roller is always going to be my go-to weapon because of that.
I know people are going to be like, "Oh, here come the Japanese again."
Oh my gosh, yeah, dude. Have you tried to play Splatoon lately? Like after that test fire, I went back and played Splatoon 1 on Wii U, and like, man, I don't know who I was playing, man, but they are.
You can see the improvements that was made.
Yeah, I don't know like who's playing that game though over there, but man, they are so good.
Oh yeah, when I was playing Splatoon with people, when I play Splatoon with people from around the world, it doesn't matter to me if I win or lose. You know, I like the fact that the strategies for everybody is switched up and you don't know what's going to happen. So everything is up to chance. But it just feels fun because I should be like, okay, y'all fighting over here, then I'll be over here coloring. Because my thing is, if I'm going to win this, it's not me stopping you guys. It's me covering as much ground as I can.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's why, I mean, again, that's why I use the paint rollers to cover as much ground as I possibly can in a short amount of time. And it feels a little bit faster. I feel like I
was looking at this.
Like not even just the frame rate, but like I feel like the squids move faster, especially when you're swimming through the ink. I feel like you move a little bit faster. But I don't know, maybe that's just because I'm used to other games where you're not moving as fast, or like Zelda is like you move at a decent pace, but like I don't know, it feels really good. So
I wonder what happened to the two other guys who helped make Splatoon. I wonder if they still doing Splatoon 2. Because you remember every time they showed those three guys all together coming together to make that game, but one of them or someone else is like they're introduced talking about Splatoon 2. I'm like, I wonder where the other two are at. I have to look it up.
Yeah, I don't know. But what do you say we talk some E3?
Yes.
Okay, so two kind of. Oh, it's kind of one story, but it's like 1A and 1B. So Nintendo says they're working on new IP for the Switch that's not necessarily for the hardcore, and they use examples like Brain Age and Wii Fit as examples to take advantage of the Joy-Con features. And okay, so here's a quote. Shinya Takahashi said that they're working on brand new IP for the Nintendo Switch. They said they are working on several new games that take advantage of the Joy-Cons and in the Switch's unique features. He also said that some of those IP would be, quote, out of the box, something unexpected for a game, and he gave an example of Brain Age on the DS. He also said that the company is working on games like more games like 1-2 Switch. Takahashi didn't get into specifics as to what those games they were working on, but we might see these new IPs at E3. Nintendo's most recent new IP was Splatoon, which was a huge success on the Wii U, blah, blah, blah. The company is also excited about their new IP, ARMS, which is a fighting game that takes full advantage of the Joy-Con controllers, but you can also use a Pro Controller with that game as well. So new IP from Nintendo, always excited to see new IP. I mean, the last two, they gave us Pikmin and Splatoon, both amazing games. Even smaller titles like Box Boy and Pushmo. Those games are some of my favorite games on the 3DS. So,
and the Card Jockey.
Yeah,
that one was good.
Yeah. So, new IP from Nintendo. Maybe not exactly aimed directly at us, but still exciting. I would be down for another Brain Age game though.
They'll probably bring it back. And it's so funny. People be like, well, that game is not for me. And then they end up getting it and start having all the fun. Yes, people, I'm talking about 1-2 Switch. Don't act like you haven't been having fun with that game. Because as much as y'all say that it should be a demo, y'all spend a lot of time playing that game, having fun.
Yeah, I mean, 1-2 Switch isn't like the greatest game ever, but it's still, if you're in a group setting in the right environment, that game can get pretty out of hand and pretty crazy.
Yeah. And I know, and everybody's been enjoying Snipper Clips. So, that's a big successful, and that's like a very kind of in a way it's kind of kiddie, but get it around adults and trying to force them to cooperate to work a game like that. They said it's just been hilarious.
Yeah. It's funny because the two games everybody was making fun of, the cow milking one and the ball count games are like some of the best games on that thing. Yeah, and like the HD Rumble really works for that ball count because you can feel like, okay, if you angle the box this way, like the ball rolls down, you can feel it, but then the next ball rolls down and you can feel the rumble a little bit higher up from the original ball, and you can feel the balls stacking on top of each other. And like, it's cool. Like the HD Rumble feature, like it's really cool. I don't know if we needed it, but it is a cool feature to experience.
Yeah. Everybody, if you go on Penny Arcade, and I think it's Friday's comic, they have it where Gail and Tycho are in the movie theater and they're playing Snipper Clips, and this old man is hearing them, and they're just like, put it in me, go down. Like they're saying it, that they're talking very sexual in a way, and a guy think that they're having sex in the movie, but they're playing Snipper Clips, and it's so funny. I fell out laughing. I'm like, oh, I want to post this, but it won't show up right. It's such a good comic thing, dude.
Man, Snipper Clips is that game's awesome. I love Snipper Clips so much. Son and I have been playing it, and it's super fun. I wish there were more puzzles, but like that game is super fun.
But let's switch to E3.
Oh jeez. Okay, so before the show, we both made lists, 5 expected games to be announced or revealed or re-revealed or whatever, and then 5 wants for the system. And like the wants are very pie in the sky, probably not happening. But it's something that we would like to see the system do. So
yes.
We'll volley back and forth. We're going to do our 5 expected, and then we'll do our 5 wants. So, Ed, you can go first on your first expected, and then I'll go, and then we'll just volley back and forth.
Okay. My number 5 is Dragon Quest 10. This game is an MMO that never came out to Wii U in Japan. I think they announced it for America for Switch. So I'm
They
expecting
announced 10 and 11 for Switch
10,
in
so
Japan.
10 and then. Okay, so I think they're going to show more of 10. Hopefully they do show 11. Of unless Square Enix got some PS4 exclusive with that. But hopefully they show off Dragon Quest 10 for Nintendo Switch, because the Dragon Quest games, even though there haven't been many on as the main game coming out, they do tons of sales on the on 3DS. So it's good that Nintendo still have that exclusive in a way to come, to bring that Dragon Quest game, and a lot of people are looking forward to it. So it'll be good to see it on Switch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of Square's efforts on Switch. Like, Octopath Traveler looks amazing.
Yes.
I feel like that's going to be Bravely Third. I feel like that's because it's that team, and they have a lineage on Nintendo handhelds already. That franchise, and so like to play that game looks awesome. Between the what looks like hand painted foregrounds and backgrounds with the sprite based characters. Oh, that game looks awesome. And that footage they showed with the horse, the guy riding the horse, and the horse reels back. It's a cool looking game.
And you know what? I would love for Square to continue to bring small RPG games like this to the Switch. Continue to have Final Fantasy on PS4. Keep doing the big productions on those other systems. Bring those small B teams or second teams development of small RPGs to Switch and 3DS, and you're going to make bank. Square Enix is going to make bank off of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Square would be wise to do little projects, because like you see I Am Setsuna, like I think it probably, like, just based on anecdotal evidence and reading stuff online, I feel like I Am Setsuna sold better on Switch than it did on PS4.
Yeah.
Like in terms of install base, like percentage wise, I feel like I Am Setsuna sold better. And like I plan on buying that when we get paid. I'm going to, because like I have all my Switch games paid off that are coming out through May. So my money is going to go towards the downloadable games that I haven't purchased yet. So like Snake Pass, Blaster Master Zero, and I Am Setsuna are the 3 games that I'm gonna buy in the next, I don't know, month probably. So
until Mr. Shifty drops.
Yeah, until Mr. Shifty. Gosh, that game looks so good.
Oh, exactly.
It's the art style, man.
So
good.
Sorry, we had a bro moment right there. Bro was just like,
I know. But yeah, Square's going to do some interesting stuff on the Switch. I really want Dragon Quest 11, because that game looks awesome. They took that art style from 8. I mean, like, I know all their games kind of look like that, but it looks a lot like 8 from PS2, and like I'm super into that. So my first expectation, I feel like Smash is going to be their big announcement, and I think it's going to be kind of a deluxe version of the Wii U version. I feel like Smash now could be a platform that they can just look, every month or two we're going to give you a new character or a new stage. The Wii U one is probably, I think it was well received by the community. More than Brawl was, for sure. It feels a little bit more like Melee, that like people wanted it to. I feel like they're going to release that with all the DLC characters and maybe a couple more stages and characters than we expected. And then that's when they'll also reconfirm that Bayonetta, Cloud, and Core and Amiibo are also coming out, and they'll all be launched on the same day.
I wonder if they push production back so they can do it for Switch.
Probably. I mean,
I know everybody all wants those 3, but I think Cloud is probably going to sell the fastest. Because people are gonna be like, I want that Cloud amiibo if the design is right.
I don't know. I think a lot of Nintendo fans are gonna go more towards Bayonetta because Bayonetta, like that game, is so. Gosh, Bayonetta 2 is so good. Can we please get the ports of Bayonetta 1 and 2 in the next year, and then Bayonetta 3 in like a year and a half or 2 years?
Hush.
I mean, Platinum's one game got canceled and the other game's out and doing well, so it's time for Nintendo to get back in the saddle and say, "Hey, Bayonetta's coming."
Let me tell you, if you don't think Platinum is not working with Nintendo, you are out of your mind.
I really hope Platinum's developing Bayonetta 3 and like I feel like with the popularity of the Switch, if they re-release Bayonetta 2 on Switch right now, like people would go nuts.
Oh yeah.
So that's not an official prediction, but I feel like it's coming.
Yeah. I mean, it literally won Game of the Year when it came out.
Yeah.
So
all right, Ed, what's your next prediction?
What was yours, Corey?
Smash.
Smash. Okay. I'm sorry, everybody. My next prediction is the Legend of Zelda DLC. I believe they're going to show off a little bit. They're going to tease us just a little bit of what the winter DLC is going to be about. And hopefully, with that new story content, there's a new land or a little new island where pretty so much more shrines. And it's probably going to be out of this world bonkers.
Just give me like 30 to 50 more shrines and another dungeon and let me play Zelda. I think that'd be cool.
No.
Yeah.
No, because I don't need to sell my PS4 or my Xbox One just yet for that to happen. Because I would literally get rid of both systems. If Nintendo said for E3, hey guys, thank you for buying the DLC for Breath of the Wild. Unfortunately, we have to delay it, but we would like to show you guys that we have added more content. You guys can now play The Legend of Zelda in this Breath of the Wild. Shoot, dude. The Legend of Zelda in the Breath of the Wild engine, I'll be like, how in the heck y'all gonna do this? Or even if they do the Legend of Zelda that they did to make Breath of the Wild, I would go crazy.
The 2D Breath of the Wild prototype that they made.
Yeah,
that would be.
I would play that.
Cool. That'd be cool. But man,
I cannot trust me. I cannot handle the original Legend of Zelda in Breath of the Wild on Breath of the Wild engine. That's another whole 4 or 5 years that they need to make.
Man, that'd be cool though. I want every. Okay, we've talked enough about Zelda. I can't go into another rant about how much I want every Zelda game from here on out to be Breath of the Wild.
I just need them to fix The Legend of Zelda 2 and make it less difficult. Get the localization together and stop all that warping.
Oh man.
Yeah, Corey. I'm sorry.
Okay, so my next prediction. I feel like this might not be at E3 in particular, but I feel like it's going to be a direct either right before or right after E3. Focus on Pokemon for Switch. I feel like they're working on the third game in Pokemon Sun and Moon. I feel like Pokemon Stars is coming to Switch. But I also feel like they might be doing a spin-off game for Switch as well. And I feel like they will reveal what that game is in some sort of Pokemon themed direct. Because Pokemon is never, ever in a Nintendo proper direct. They always do their own direct for that. So Pokemon Stars and Pokemon... I don't know. I don't want it to be Mystery Dungeon because I don't really care for those games at all, but I know a lot of like kids do, and that'll get a new audience in on Switch, but it'll be something like that. It's going to be a spin-off game and Pokemon Stars both. Maybe not both this year, but I feel like, Pokemon Stars will be in the fall, and then in the spring they'll release like Mystery Dungeon or something. So
okay.
Or maybe they'll release the mystery dungeon in the fall, and then the big spring game will be Pokemon, like another Pokemon game. Maybe Stars, maybe the next one. So that's my prediction for Pokemon.
Okay. Well, my prediction or expectation is Fire Emblem Warriors. I think we will finally get to see that game in action. Like an actual fight. They'll be able to tell more about the game, and then not really give us a release date, but just give us an update more about it. So, Fire Emblem Warriors is mine.
I'm excited for that game.
For number 3.
I'm excited for that game.
I want some good butt rock, just like Hyrule Warriors. Oh, I love the music of Hyrule Warriors.
I feel like they could do something really interesting with Fire Emblem Warriors. I feel like, Fire Emblem is a turn-based strategy RPG.
Yes.
But I feel like that translates super well to a action-based Fire Emblem game. And like I just feel like they could do something super interesting with that concept in a full-blown real-time action game. I don't know. I feel like they could do something cool with that. And that's what makes me excited, is like the potential for that game. And like if it's just Hyrule Warriors with a Fire Emblem skin on it, that's fine. I mean, I'll take it. But like I feel like there's a lot of cool systems behind the scenes on Fire Emblem that makes Fire Emblem work really well that also translate to this style of game. But my third prediction is going to be Pikmin 4. It's in development. There's been a couple rumors that said that the game is already close to completion. And I feel like that is a solid game for Switch. I feel like, Pikmin's always done well. Pikmin's always been critically received well. And, to have a version of that game on Switch is exciting. So, yeah, not a huge prediction, but it's one I'm excited for.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, for my number 2 is Xenoblade 2. I think they're going to give us a release date, show us more of the world, and probably show us a battle or two. Who knows? Introduce the characters, probably hear some more music, and just see the gorgeous art that Monolith is known for. I'm just going to be like, good night. Y'all went from Xenoblade Chronicles to Xenoblade Chronicles X to Breath of the Wild, and now this beauty.
I know, just right?
You guys are killing it with the art.
I want to see how they do the open world, but with the giant monsters and the giant because like Breath of the Wild is super impressive open world in terms of density, but it's all kind of regulated to, one level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes,
like it's not a super vertical game. I mean, it is like you're climbing and stuff. It's super vertical, but there's not a lot of huge things that move in that world. Like a monster that you would see in Xenoblade or Monster Hunter. So like,
right,
to see, that type of open world was in Zelda, and have like giant dragons or monsters or mechs move throughout this world on this device is going to be super impressive.
Can I just mention this? If anyone who's playing Breath of the Wild, you might admire this. There's a point where you're almost getting to the second tower in the game. And if while you're looking at it, it's the two big mountains that's like split in the middle with a path. If you just look at it far away, it feels like something that Monolith has just designed art-wise. Because when you get closer and closer to it, it just get big. The closer you get to it, the bigger you can't see it and stuff. And it's just like, I want to get my stamina up and climb this just to see where this takes me.
Yeah, Nintendo does an amazing job, and like Monolith to an extent, because I know they helped design the open world and stuff.
Yes.
Nintendo does an amazing job of like hiding the technical limitations in the game by again the art style, because you see something really far away and it looks like an amazing painting, and as you get closer, like you see the details start emerging in the rocks or in the landscape, or and like, yeah, sometimes there's a little bit of pop in here and there. Like if there's a horse running, like you won't see it until you get closer to the ground. It'll just magically pop in. But like the landscapes, when you get closer, you see the details just start emerging so naturally and almost unhinged. Like you don't, you know what I'm saying? Like it's you just see them pop in so naturally and so amazingly that like,
like they said, clever lies. But the perception, just like, goodness, like it looks big far away, and then when you get there, it actually is big, and it's just like, I want to see what you're hiding in this area, because I feel like they just like, I don't know, it just feels like you got something that I need to explore.
Mm-hmm.
I may not even get nothing out of it, but I feel like you're pushing me to make a goal to find out, and just in case you might have something that I might need or want. So,
yeah.
But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I really need my Switch by then for that game to come out.
Yeah, it's man, I'm super excited for that game. That game, I remember playing the first one on Wii, and I was super impressed with it. But it came out so late, and I was so into the HD stuff at the time. And I was super into the competitive scene of Gears of War, particularly Gears of War 2 at the time. And like, that game was super impressive running on the Wii hardware. And then again, I downloaded it on my 3DS, and it's super impressive there. But in Xenoblade Chronicles X, how impressive it is on the Wii U.
Yes.
From a technical standpoint. And the fact that, technically the Switch is a more powerful piece of hardware than the Wii U. And to see that, design and that incredible feat be displayed on a more powerful console is just like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see these monsters and mechs roaming in the landscape.
Oh, dude, I literally, when they announced that pre-orders were being taken at GameStop, I think I was the only person that did at this particular GameStop that closed. They were the only, I literally went up to him and was just like, I want to pre-order this game right now. And he's just like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, because once it come out, people think they're not going to be able, they could just like, no one's going to buy it and stuff. So all that hard work of getting it to come over here won't pay off. Do you know that the trade-in value for that game was $90? More than what I actually, almost double what I paid for the game when it came out.
Yeah, and when I bought it for Wii, I bought it at $60. I traded it in for $90, and then they re-released it for $50 when they reprinted it like a month later, and I purchased it. So I actually made money on that game. But yeah, man, like that game was super hard to find for a long time, and it was a GameStop exclusive. Like if GameStop didn't have it, you weren't getting it.
Right. And that's why I made sure that I went up to the dude. I literally left my house, drove 30 minutes to that GameStop, be like, here's my $5 to reserve this game.
Yeah. Oh, Xenoblade's so good. I wish, like, I feel like that game, if Xenoblade, like, I feel like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is going to be the breakout title for this series, because Xenoblade 1 had a pretty cult following, and then Xenoblade Chronicles X, people who bought a Wii U love that game, but I feel like the Switch is reaching a lot more people now, and like they're gonna see how amazing of an RPG that this game is, and that it's just this is going to be the breakout title for that franchise. I feel like it
has to be. There's no other choice.
And like people are gonna, want Xenoblade X and Xenoblade Chronicles 1, and they're going to seek out those systems and those games. Like, yeah, it's easy enough to download on 3DS, but like, you know, having a physical copy of Xenoblade Chronicles X, I haven't seen a copy of that game in a long time. You know,
I still have some at my store at my job.
Okay, well, that's okay. Fair enough.
I literally went at 10 o'clock to buy that first day before anybody else. And when that game, and it's going to become hard to find. Watch.
Yeah, I feel like because Wii U's aren't really in circulation anymore. Like they're kind of hard to find right now.
Yep.
And you know, people who can't find Switches are looking for Wii U's to play Zelda. And you know, if they can't find a Switch for a while, you know, Xenoblade Chronicles X is another great game for Wii U that you should probably pick up.
Yes, it is. Corey, what's your number 2?
Okay, so this is kind of a big one for me. Virtual Console. I feel like they're gonna make it like this is gonna be a big focus of their E3. You know, the reintroduction of Virtual Console, particularly GameCube games. I feel like they're gonna launch with I feel like they're gonna launch with the GameCube launch lineup. You know, I feel like they're gonna have Luigi's Mansion, Pikmin, and Super Smash Bros. Melee as a launch, and Eternal Darkness as a launch lineup for their Virtual Console, and they're really going to push the GameCube nostalgia hard. They're going to,
you
know, those games, they're going to have.
I would drift the Eternal Darkness into October, to just be for like have that horror thing for October. I will hold it back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna buy it as soon as possible. But like I already told, because my mom is like, she's super big on Easter, and like she treats Easter like Christmas, and like it's ridiculous how my mom treats Easter. Like my wife and I got so much stuff for Christmas that we were just like, what do we do with all this stuff? And I was like, I told my mom, I was like, look, I know you're gonna want to get us a bunch of stuff for Easter, and I don't care what you get my wife, but get me Nintendo eShop gift card so I can buy Virtual Console games when that thing launches with Virtual Console.
Yes.
It's like I really want GameCube games in my hand. Like I've even gone out of my way to even you know, those people mod stuff to make like portable GameCubes or portable N64s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I've even gone out of my way to research how much that would take to make one of those. Like that's how much I love the GameCube.
Nintendo has no choice. They have to bring out GameCube because people want F-Zero. Let me tell you, people want Super Mario Sunshine. People want Eternal Darkness. People want that Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes.
Yeah.
They want that. Tales of Symphonia. They're going to be one of games that if they put Smash Bros. Melee on there, it's going to be a done deal. You know, put the Metroid Prime, the original Metroid Prime games on there, 1 and 2. People will want that.
And like, you know, I almost feel like they could almost put Wii games on there too because of the motion stuff. Like, you know, the Switch does so much right with its controllers and its UI and stuff that like you could literally put every single generation of Nintendo hardware on there. You could put Virtual Boy on there and they could make a headset that would support VR and Virtual Boy games. You could put Wii games on there because of the motion stuff and the Joy-Cons. You could put DS and 3DS games on there by turning the unit sideways, like in a vertical fashion, have some sort of, you know, Joy-Con at the bottom that would support DS and 3DS games, and have that, like, have the screen cut in half, and the bottom half would be the touch screen from the DS era, and you could have the top half of the screen be the top screen from the DS. Like Virtual Console, this system is made for Virtual Console from all eras, and that's super exciting. I in particular want N64 and GameCube games. But like, there's people that that are younger than us that, you know, the Wii is super nostalgic for them. You Wii Sports would be a perfect game to put on this thing. I still think, like, even though they want to get away from the Wii name, like, the best thing about that Wii name is Wii Sports. And if they came out with Wii Sports 2, or like, Wii Sports Club from Wii U, like, everybody wants that bowling, even if they made it $20. Like, there it is.
Yes.
So, Virtual Console is super important to me, especially the GameCube era. I really want Metroid Prime. I really want, even Pikmin 1 and 2. I want.
Luigi's Mansion I want because I never got to play it.
Yeah, you've never played Luigi's Mansion? What? Get out of here! You're fired.
I didn't have the GameCube when the game came out. So when I actually got my GameCube, and when I was trying to find it, it was nowhere to be found.
Oh my gosh! I'm gonna get that for you. You need to play it. I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh no! Don't!
I'm going to. So Virtual Console. I really want to play a lot of N64 and GameCube games in my hand, and this is the system to do it. And I'm gonna need to order a bigger memory card to do so.
Oh please, because I want Ikaruga on Switch, and if I could turn the screen up, just the Switch itself, I could turn it vertical and play like an arcade game. It's on and popping.
Yeah, so that's my second to last prediction or expectation, I guess. So, Ed, it's on to your last one.
Oh, okay, so my number one, Corey said Pokemon. So, but I came with an emergency, and it's going to be a long stretch. But I would like to see another Fatal Frame. I would love to see Fatal Frame actually come to the Switch. It sounds weird, but I think the Water Black Maiden just probably needs an upgrade, and it should come. I would like for it to be ported to Switch. Or if they decide to go with a new Fatal Frame game, I think now if they market it well, it would do, because it did. I think it did a little bit of good sales. It's probably a little problematic, but I think it was at a time where horror games were coming back, and with Resident Evil 7 being a big horror game for 2017, I think Fatal Frame could somewhat follow that mode, but also just be like bring that Nintendo horror to us that we want.
Yeah.
And you already got a camera. What, I think there's a camera in the Switch already.
I think there is, but I haven't really looked for it.
I mean, it would be cool for that to happen. I mean, if we were talking Pokemon, hopefully Pokemon Snap 2, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, Fatal Frame would be my pick.
Yeah.
It's a weird expected, but that's what I'm going for.
Yeah, even if they just that weird Wii U one that never really came over here, only came here as like a download.
Yes.
Like, I would even take that as for something. But yeah, I think Fatal Frame is an interesting concept for a horror game. And I don't really like horror games, but I did like that first Fatal Frame on PS2. So I would totally pick up. I mean, I would pick up. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I'm going to probably pick up 85% of the games that come out for Switch. And I'm picking up 100% of the Nintendo published Switch games. So
yeah, that's just a given. Whether it's good or bad, shoot, I'll bite. I was just thinking of Clock Tower.
Oh, jeez.
Or the Clock Tower, or Deception. Deception would be a good title. I'm sorry, everybody. Just to throw it out there, Animal Crossing will probably be a new Animal Crossing might be announced for Switch or 3DS.
Yeah, probably Switch, because 3DS just got that huge update. The 3DS one just got that huge Amiibo update one. So
yeah. So that's my expected for E3.
Okay, well, I guess I'll move on to my last one. I think depending on how the momentum of sales goes with Switch and with Mario Kart and Street Fighter coming out in May and Splatoon coming out soon, Arms coming out soon. I still think that game's coming out in May. With Splatoon in June. I feel like they're going to keep that one major first party game coming out each month to keep momentum. I feel like third parties are going to see the trajectory that Switch is making, because, you know, Nintendo went from predicting the unit will sell 40 million units to now they're expecting it to sell 110 million units over its lifetime. And that's a giant trajectory. And like, you know, some people might say that's super outrageous, but Nintendo has smart analysts working for them. They're not stupid.
Right.
You know, yeah, the Wii U kind of took a backseat, I would say, to the other consoles last generation. But I feel like this is different because, you know, even though they're selling it as a console that you can take with you, for me, the Switch has been the handheld I can plug into my TV. And I think a lot of gamers are looking at it like that, as a Wii U 3DS hybrid that they can plug into their TV. And that's what they want. And I feel like, you know, people love Nintendo handhelds, and Nintendo handhelds always sell well. So I don't think, you know, hitting like a 70 million install base is crazy thinking. I think 110 is a little much, but I don't think I think, you know, 3DS over the course of 5 years has sold almost 80 million units, right? So having this thing hit 65, 70 million units is not out of the realm of possibility, especially if you're looking at it as a handheld device you can plug into your TV. So I think third parties are going to see that. And, you know, this year I feel like third party in particular are going to be watching this thing intently and see how third party games sell on this system, which is why I'm buying a lot of the third party games, even though I'm not super into Skyrim or super into Street Fighter. I'm buying those games because I want to show the companies, hey, look, I want third party games on this thing. So I feel like at E3, we're going to see a lot of third party games shown on the system. I think Call of Duty World War II, which is the rumored title, I think Call of Duty is going to come to the system. I think they're dumb if they don't. I think Assassin's Creed, the new Assassin's Creed game, is going to come to this system. Ubisoft always shows strong support, and they have games in development for Switch right now that, you know, we haven't seen, and they said they're going to show off some huge surprises soon for that. So I'm thinking it's going to be Assassin's Creed. I'm thinking maybe a port of Watch Dogs 2. I think EA is going to show some things for this, including, you know, I think they're going to release some more sports games for this, because people are really excited for 2K18 and FIFA on this thing.
And Western third party will be dumb if they don't release these games. It's just like if they sit back and do sit back and approach Japanese companies, Japanese third parties and indies are going to dominate on the Switch.
Yeah, and like you already see it in dominated indie scene on the Switch. Like,
exactly,
you know, Binding of Isaac is super popular, and I see it. But a lot of people are like, "Why would you buy that game again?" But then again, I turn around and see in all these Nintendo Facebook groups I'm in, "Hey, does Switch convert you to Binding of Isaac? How are you enjoying Binding of Isaac?" You know, Shovel Knight got the exclusive, timed exclusive campaign on Switch. You know, Fast RMX is super good. You know, Snake Pass is going to be great. I think, and a lot of podcasts I've heard, like, everybody wants Ukulele on Switch. Everybody, you know, wants a lot of these games on Switch because you can just take it with you and it feels right on the system. So I think, you know, third parties are going to take a look at that and say, well, a lot of people want these games so they can take it with them. And, you know, this is the only place where you can really do that right now until Sony or Microsoft copies them, you know.
And what a lot of third parties don't, Western third parties don't realize is that because now that the system is region free, if games for Japan are not coming out for America, or, you know, not getting localized, people are going to just make make a Japanese account and buy that. So that's more money going to those Japanese companies to be like, well, we didn't sell well in Japan, but somehow America is buying a lot of our games. It's going to show that, yeah, you don't want to bring Assassin's Creed. Okay. Some indie developer got a good like Assassin's Creed style game, and it might be a little bit expensive, but guess what? I'm buy it and be like, wow, it's the #1 game in Japan, but we thought Japanese people wouldn't buy it, but American people are. It's going to show Ubisoft to be like, wow, they bought something like that. Maybe we should put something on the Switch. Maybe we should put an Assassin's Creed game on the Switch.
Yeah, and then like, we'll see games like that come over, and Capcom specifically asked Nintendo, like, will you please add more RAM to your system so we can get our engine working on your system? And they did. And now they have the Resident Evil engine running on Switch. They have the Street Fighter engine running on Switch. And rumor has it the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite engine is now running on Switch. So those are 3 major titles that you can put on Switch that people really want. Like, I know we're not going to get Street Fighter 5, but Street Fighter 2 is super nostalgic to Nintendo.
I don't think nobody wants Street Fighter 5 after that.
Yeah. I know, but I think them releasing, a game that a lot of people love in terms of nostalgia, retro style fighting like Street Fighter 2, and adding some more things to it, getting that running on Switch is awesome. I think, when Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite comes out, pending, X-Men characters, that's going to be the fighting game I want to play.
Well, if Capcom happened to get the license back so they could do Tatsunoko versus Capcom for Wii download, that's going to show Capcom that you guys about to have more money in this world come back to you, because people who didn't buy the game when it like really sold out and they started printing copies, the request for the game grew tremendously. So people were selling the game almost for like $150 to $200 because people wanted that game.
Yeah.
So
third party, I think, is going to have a major presence this year, but I feel like next E3, depending on the trajectory of the Switch, I feel like third party is going to have a major platform next year for Switch. So I think this year is going to be a good year for third party. And then, next year as Switch starts selling more units and does better, I feel like, even if it's not a game that's going to be on Xbox One or PS4, they're going to create experiences specifically for Switch, which is even more exciting. So I think we're going to get, I think the next 1,000 Lego games obviously are going to come to Switch. I still feel like EA might put Plants vs. Zombies on this thing. I'm not putting it past them, honestly. So those are just some of my predictions. Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, I think Call of Duty, just because it comes to everything, is going to be on this thing. Which, if it's WW2 like they say it is, and it's decent, like, I will buy it for Switch. I'll buy a decent Call of Duty campaign for Switch. I mean, I don't mind playing those games, So in the last campaign, Infinite Warfare was relatively good compared to the last few years of Call of Duty. So, I didn't play any of the multiplayer, but the campaign was good. So, but I don't think we're going to see anything like Titanfall there, especially the way they went off on Switch and kind of.
I think people don't even care about Titanfall 2, and I think that's going to be EA Respawn's loss, because after what people just played with Splatoon 2, come on now.
Yeah, I don't think the Nintendo audience is like super into that kind of shooter anyway. Like, Call of Duty's for everyone. Like that's going to sell 15 to 18 million units anyway. Like, you can put it on a toaster and people would probably purchase it at some point.
It'll take a while, but look, Look, Titanfall 2 didn't sell on the other two systems. What makes people think that it's going to sell on Switch? Titanfall 2, not Splatoon 2. Titanfall 2. Yeah, if that didn't sell on Xbox One and PS4. Shoot, it wouldn't sell well on Switch. They want to save their time and resources. That's good and fine. Because Splatoon 2, if Splatoon 2 and Titanfall 2 came out on the same day, I think Splatoon 2 will outbeat Titanfall 2.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just Titanfall is like this weird, interesting concept that never like took off. It's weird. It just never took off. And like Titanfall 1 did well because I think it was a Microsoft exclusive, and like, you know, they didn't really have anything to play on the console at the time.
Right.
You know, so I think that's why that first game did relatively well compared to the install base. But like, man, I really think taking that game away from being an exclusive hurt that game. Like, that's the one time I could personally say like that taking Titanfall 2 and making it multi-platform really hurt that game, because a lot of gamers want to play the, you know, quote, play the first one before they play the second one, and PlayStation 4 owners didn't get that. And B, Microsoft gamers don't have a lot of exclusives to look forward to, and they took that exclusive away, and some people soured on that. Plus putting it out between Battlefield and Call of Duty, and, you know, the second release of Tomb Raider was like a terrible idea. Just a terrible idea.
I really don't know what any of them were thinking.
Yeah, I don't either. But I don't know. I don't want to talk too much more about Titanfall because I'm still soured at that dev for like, I mean, like, it's okay to be negative about something in a constructive way, but if you're going to just sit there and trash a system that you haven't even played or touched yet, because it's, you know,
you haven't even developed for,
that you haven't developed for or touched or played, like, that's just wrong. And I'm not like, I wish I could return my digital copy of Titanfall 2 because of that.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the story campaign is wonderful. You know, in the gunplay, like I still say, it's one of the best in a first person shooter. But I'm just like, I don't care what you was thinking or you was drunk. It's just that you just can't say anything about a system and think that other than the system itself, because people are, guess what, coming to stores, buying the system, buying more games for it, enjoying, and, you know, like Titanfall 2 didn't change anything. So you didn't do good sales, or like I said, you didn't do good sales. Pretty much people was trying to get it to sell. In fact, when the game came out, maybe like a week and a half after it came out, it was already $40 at different stores and online. And even for Black Friday, and the game still didn't sell.
I mean, when I bought it, it was $27 on the Xbox store when I bought it.
Wow.
And that was like a week before Christmas, I think. And like, it came out in mid-November. Like, that's 3 weeks. I got it for $27.99.
And it probably it didn't even crack 1 million, or even close to 500,000. So if you're going to talk about a system, actually make sure that you have a game that's going to be worthy to talk about than the system itself. Because guess what? People are still coming in and getting Switches. The next shipment that comes in is going to be a long line of people everywhere trying to get one. Amazon is still going to be sold out of them quickly.
Yeah. To date, according to VG 24/7, to date, Titanfall, this article was written in mid-February. Titanfall 2 wasn't a commercial hit for EA. It only sold 1.2 million units across all platforms.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, if you're putting your game on 3 platforms, you should probably sell a little bit more than that.
And even though you sold 1.2 million,
especially if you're like positioning it as one of your high profile games, like,
right. And I bet you from that 1.2 million, it was all sales.
Mhm.
Everybody didn't pay $60 for that. I bet you people paid 40 or the $27.99.
Yeah, I'm sure like probably I bet at least 60% of their sales were not full price.
Right. And you have to sell that game on 2 platforms, not 1.
3 PC also.
Oh, 3. Yeah, you have to sell on 3 to get your game to sell. Let's see what you would do if you would have just put that on Xbox or not even Xbox One. How much would you would do if you just put that on PS4 by itself?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
And
know.
that's the leading system.
Yeah. Man, that's a shame. I just I don't know. I would really like some cool third party games on Switch, and Titanfall does not seem to be one of them. Yeah. But you know, I would definitely take an Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Watch Dogs style game. You know, I would love to see a multiplayer game from Ubisoft. Like I would totally probably dive back into The Division on Switch if I could. And like that's coming up in our 5 once for the Switch this coming E3 or the future. So you want to get started on that, and then we'll have this conversation again in about 5 seconds.
Exactly. So my first wanted game is Eternal Darkness 2. I would love for because Nintendo does own the Eternal Darkness license, like the name and stuff. So I would love to see that get a sequel to be announced.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that would be cool. And they could do some cool stuff with like taking the tablet out, because they did a lot of weird stuff. Like you could take the tablet out, or like, you know, it could turn your TV off, because if you have a smart TV, it has the ability to do that. Like you could do some cool things with that.
The creepiness I could just imagine. Well, Corey, what's yours?
Metroid something. Anything. That's literally what I have written down, is Metroid something. Like I would love them to just, even if it's just a logo that says, "Hey, we're developing a Metroid game for Switch." Like I would be okay. Like a mainline Metroid game. We had this conversation like probably 4 or 5 times. But you know, Metroid, give me that single player campaign. But also I would not mind if they put that Federation Force style game, refine the systems, you know, make it a Metroid Destiny game. Like I would be so down for that. Customize a bounty hunter how you want, give it the powers you want, go through these you know, the missions structure that Federation Force had, like, but make it more like basically Destiny how it is now. Like give us a playlist of strikes to unlock new gear, let us level up our characters, let us unlock cool new helmets and chest pieces and armor and weapons, and give us a cool Metroid raid where like the final boss is this huge Metroid that's evolved into something crazy, or like a Taken King style raid where you're fighting Ripley, you know, like just let us do stuff like that. I think that would be really cool, and give us a multiplayer suite similar to I guess Call of Duty and Destiny are different in terms of multiplayer, but give us that cool Destiny style multiplayer where like, you know, your weapons and your powers affect how you play your multiplayer. Like I really think that is a cool idea for a Metroid game, but I don't know. Like, I mean, even 3 or 6 months ago, I would have said, I don't know if Nintendo has the development power to pull that off, but like they did something really crazy with Zelda. Like, yeah. I mean, if you're going to do a Metroid Prime style game, to do that, or if I wouldn't mind like a Metroid game in the wake of Breath of the Wild, where you're lost on a planet and you go explore these different areas, and like even take it a step further where like you need to go unlock certain parts of the map to get those weapons to unlock a different part of the map, you know? I
Breaking news, everybody, before you go on, Corey. And because you're seeing this Tuesday, so you already know about it. They announced Destiny 2. They got like an actual picture of it, of like
yeah,
the
it's
title
a
screen with the two in the back.
oh, there's like a real title screen and everything.
They don't have characters on it. They just have like on their Twitter page it says Destiny and then the two behind it.
Wait, what? Time out. Time out from the podcast. We are going into Twitter. I spelled Twitter wrong.
Yeah, so it says Destiny 2 official. They don't show any systems. They just show like a picture of how it looks.
Oh, ooh, that's a very boring logo. Not gonna lie, but yeah. Oh wow, wow.
So, but I'm like, it's something we already knew. So it's just like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get Destiny 2. I really am like excited to move on from Destiny 1. Like they updated a whole bunch of stuff to that game and I'm just like, why? I don't know. I don't know if
Who
I can do
knows?
that. But yeah, so if they did like a Metroid style Destiny game or made Federation Force like a feel more like Destiny, like I liked Federation Force. I'm one of those people who actually liked that game, but it was very clearly designed around multiplayer and it was on the wrong platform. Those were my two biggest gripes about that game. Was it's clearly made for the wrong platform on 3DS. It should have been at the time a Wii U game. And B,
Yes.
it was totally designed around multiplayer and not it didn't scale well to a single player experience, especially like once you reach the halfway point. It got super challenging for a single player experience. So those were my two gripes. That if you put that on Switch and gave it a deeper, armor customization and added some cool stuff to it, I'd be okay with that. I would totally be okay with that. I think Federation Force was an awesome experiment that Nintendo put out, but it just needed to be refined and put on a different platform. So
yes,
sorry. I'm a big defender of that game. I just wish I had friends to play it with.
I need to buy it. I'm sorry.
No, I would wait for the Switch version.
Okay.
I'm sorry, man. I really liked Federation Force a lot, and like, who cares that you're not playing Samus? It's a cool bounty hunting experience with your friends. Like, anyways, sorry. That was my Metroid rant. But I want Metroid something announced. Preferably a Metroid Prime game with everything I just described, but I will take a Metroid any way I can. So,
Retro is expected to show something this year.
yeah.
It hasn't been confirmed, but they have to show something this year because they've been working on whatever they've been working on as a new IP. So I think Retro Games, they have to show something. But moving on for me, Ikaruga 2. I know Treasure doesn't do sequels besides Sin and Punishment 2, but I would love to see them to return back to video games. It's been a while since I played one of their hard arcade style games, and Ikaruga was such a fantastic game. I want a sequel to it, and it would fit on Switch just perfectly. So that is my prediction. That's my number 4 prediction.
Yeah. So if we don't get the Metroid Destiny I want, I would really like Destiny on the Switch. And like, yeah, everybody's laughing, haha. But I have enough friends that are diehard Nintendo fans that have already said they would like Destiny on Switch. And, friend of NGR, Frank Clark, which I would really love to get him on the show at some point. We've already talked about if Destiny 2 came to Switch, how cool it would be. I know you would probably jump in just because it's on a Nintendo platform.
Well, you're my boss, so of course.
I'm sure, Kyle, if he's still alive somewhere, Kyle, we miss you. Come back.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't talked to Kyle in a long time.
Yeah, he's been wondering about you. He's just like, I wonder where's Corey up to. I'm just like, he's been busy of working. So hopefully we'll have him back. He's been doing a lot of school too. And he's been enjoying his Switch. So shout out to you, Kyle. From Team Nerd. That's on hiatus at the moment.
Yeah. Kyle, we miss you. So but yeah, I would like to see Destiny 2 come to Switch. I know that Bungie's engine is light enough to run on a less powerful platform. We saw because, you know, Destiny 1 up until Rise of Iron really ran on Xbox 360 and PS3. And, you know, the Switch is like 8 times more powerful than those systems. So I feel like they could do something there. But
I guess if you want to continue playing garbage, I guess.
I like my garbage, Ed. Let me have my garbage. I feel like, you know, either Destiny 2 or The Division or some sort of like action RPG like that, even Borderlands to an extent, like I don't have a lot of time to sit in my game room and play games properly. So like the article I'm writing right now, which I had severe writer's block last night, why the Switch is a perfect console for an adult like me. Like I can sit there and grind on Destiny on the Switch if I could. Like I could sit there and grind stuff that I couldn't normally do. You know, I tried doing remote play through the app on my MacBook. I tried doing the remote play on Vita. It's super laggy. You know, it's not crisp. The button layout on Vita is terrible. Like there's ways to do it, but it's just, it doesn't feel right. And the Switch is one of those systems that it would feel right because you're not relying on an internet connection to relay the game to the system from another place in your house or another place in the world. B, you're not relying on the crappy Wi-Fi output that a MacBook has while you're trying to grind on that app. Like I just feel like a game like that on Switch is perfect. Like any sort of grindy RPG that, you know, you want to, like in Zelda, for example, like there's no way I would even be remotely close to beating that game if I couldn't just take it with me on the couch, you know? So, I mean, I feel like these games are all perfect fits for this system. And I feel like people, you know, I always, like I've told some of my friends, like the Switch is a hands-on experience. It's the console you never knew you wanted, but once you play it, you're never going to want to play games the same again. Because like you're able to take it with you. You're able to start right where you left off from the TV because there's no hiccups whatsoever once you pull it out of the dock. And once you want to do, like if you're playing an RPG, you grind on the couch and you take on that big boss on your TV. Like it's the system that nobody knows what they want until they play it.
Exactly.
And like Destiny, The Division, Borderlands, you know, JRPGs like Final Fantasy, like even if they ported 10 and 12 HD remasters to this thing, Kingdom Hearts, like all those games would be just, they're handcrafted for a system like this. And, you know, I really feel like those games would fit well in the system. So Destiny 2 is a big one. I feel like should be on Switch. So that's my second want.
Yes. So, the next one for me, my number 3 is actually I would like to see Wario and Waluigi come up with a game. I would love to see that. Probably a beat 'em up treasure platform game, probably. You know, 2D sprite, but I would love to see like Nintendo take on a comedic beat 'em up game and using those two as the protagonists, and you know they're just stealing riches.
Yeah,
they're stealing the coins from Bowser. It would be cool to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I would totally do that because like the Mario and Luigi games are so good and so funny, and to add their stupid antics into that writing,
Yes.
it would be so good. So, all right, my third one, Tomb Raider. Whether it's a Rise of the Tomb Raider port or Shadow of the Tomb Raider or a collection of 1 and 2 and then Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I love those games, and like I really want more, and if I can play it on Switch, that's where I'm getting it. I'm sorry. That's where I'm getting it if it ever comes to Switch. And I feel like, that engine could probably run fine on Switch, I think. Don't they use a modified version of Unreal Crystal Dynamics?
Yes. No, I think they run Unreal Engine 4.
Okay. So we like, even if it is like a weird modified version of Unreal, like Unreal works on Switch, and it would be relatively easy to port down, because that's a big selling point right now, is that Switch is relatively easy to develop for compared to every other Nintendo console. So,
yep.
So I'm sorry if a game comes to Switch, that's where I'm buying it. And I think a lot of people will. Yeah, and like I know that's not like a super popular opinion, but that's my opinion. If it's coming to Switch, that's where I'm playing it, because that's now my primary gaming platform is the Switch. I'm sorry. If I can take my games with me, that's where I'm playing it.
Amen.
Oh my gosh, I get so fired up about this thing. Like, just like, I don't care if it's less powerful. Like, you're going to have to develop less powerful games for Scorpio and PS4 Pro anyway, because they got to run on the lower end consoles anyway. So why not just...
You don't have to wait an hour and a half to install it.
That's also true. Don't have to install the games unless you download it. But then it's already installed once you download it. And like, I had an update for Bomberman the other day. It took like 5 seconds to download. Sorry. It was fine. I didn't need to wait 2 hours. Sorry. That's another one of my wants. What's yours, Ed?
The next one for me is, of course, Bayonetta 3. I need Bayonetta back. 2 was phenomenal. It blew me away. And, even though it came out the year where there was just tons of great Nintendo games like coming out the woodworks for it, Bayonetta 2, just took my game of the year for, I think, for 2014. And if I could get 3 and Platinum work with Nintendo again to be like, we want you guys to bring your zaniness again. People love your game. And regardless of, we're not worried about sales, we want it on our platform once again, because Bayonetta 2, I think, is the breakout game for Platinum. And when people say that's Nier Automata is kind of the second best game, that like Bayonetta 2 from Platinum, this would be hopefully the third. And just want that crazy story, want that great fighting, new weapons, and crazy Nintendo costumes. I want the comedy back, but I want to feel powerful. I want to go back to that world during which time. I want another game, and I hopefully, Bayonetta 3 gets announced or talked about or something.
Yeah.
And because I think a lot of people would be disappointed if people say that, Bayonetta's back on being on PlayStation or Xbox One. I think a lot of people would be disappointed.
Yeah. I would really love to see Bayonetta 1 and 2 ported to Switch, and then like as a, how Sony does it, like where they release an HD collection to prime you for the next game in the series. Like,
yes.
So that I would love to see Nintendo do something like that with particularly Bayonetta, but also like, oh hey, Mario Odyssey's coming. Let's give you Super Mario 3D World for $40. Here you go. I would love to see all that stuff. But yeah, Bayonetta, gosh, it's so good.
So happy. Yes.
So good. Check out the Bayonetta 2 review on ngrradio.com if you really want to see how good the game is.
Yay.
Anyways, my next one, which I just had a huge conversation with a bunch of people at work yesterday about it. Overwatch. I think it's a particularly solid shooter, and it's got that charm and fascinating characters that Nintendo has. I think it's a perfect fit, and we know Blizzard has a Nintendo Switch dev kit. So,
and I think they've been talking about people and the developers at Blizzard have been playing the Switch more than anything else.
Yeah, the lead director on Overwatch has said that the Switch is his new favorite platform, and he's working on trying to get this game to run on Switch. He said no promises, but they are working on it, and that would be awesome. Like,
yes,
I mean, the graphics aren't super intensive. The gameplay, like, even if it runs at 30 frames a second on Switch, like, you know, it runs at 60 on PS4 and Xbox One. But even if you get it to run at 30, at a locked 30, like, there's shooters out there that are great at 30 frames. Halo, Destiny.
Yep.
I think even Borderlands runs at 30 on PS3 and 360. Like, there's good system, or there's good games that run at 30 frames. So if you can get that to run at 30 frames, and like, even if it's 720p, if you want to bump it up to 60 frames, like, yeah, I'm totally down for some Overwatch on Switch. And the fact that I could take it with me and play, and, you know, Nintendo throws them some money to throw in some Nintendo themed skins. Why not? That'd be the definitive version of the game, because everybody wants those skins. Those are like the main draw of that game, is to unlock skins. And if you can unlock Nintendo exclusive ones,
yeah.
So good.
Seeing them all in Splatoon outfits, I'll laugh. Or the Splatoon hats.
Yeah. So, Overwatch.
All right. As well, my number one. This was I lost my mind when I had this discussion. Not with Corey, but with Larry from World 1-1, and we was talking about E3 and Microsoft, and Nintendo happens to come up, and I mentioned Phantasy Star 4 or 5 when it came to Switch, but Larry mentioned Phantasy Star Online 1 and 2 if that came to Switch. So I'm going with Phantasy Star Online. And 1 or 2 can, and I lost my mind because I'm just like, if this gets announced, that it's a shutdown, because people would love to return to the Phantasy Star universe. And if they could get that going, like if they could do an HD version, or if they bring out a new Phantasy Star online game, it's a big sale for not only for Nintendo, but this is big for Sega and whoever helps develop it. Yeah. So Phantasy Star Online, that's what I'm going with.
Nice. I would totally play that with you. Not gonna lie. Let's see. My last one. I kind of was floating around this last one, trying to figure out what I really wanted and like what would fit well on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote down that Kingdom Hearts collection that's coming to PS4 in a couple months. It has all of the Kingdom Hearts games up through Dream Drop Distance, I think.
Is that the 2.
It's the 1.5 and 2.5 remix collection for PS4 that's coming. I feel like those games, you know, that game would fit on Switch really nicely.
Because it's a Kingdom Hearts game that's dropping tomorrow for PS4.
Maybe that's the collection. Maybe it is tomorrow. Whoops. Maybe it is tomorrow.
Well, actually, today, everybody, because it's Tuesday, I should say.
Yeah. So I think that Kingdom Hearts is a solid action RPG, and if they fix a few things that, you know, people have issues with, and just kind of streamline the whole thing and put put it on Switch. Like,
Yeah.
why not? I think people would love to take that game on the go with them. I mean, the ones on 3DS and Game Boy Advance sold super well. And that's part of, it has a huge fan base on Nintendo platforms already. That's where you're getting all of your side content, up until this point. Like, all of your Kingdom Hearts side stories and side content has been coming to Nintendo platforms. So why not just give them 1 and 2,
Pretty much.
And Kingdom Hearts 3 is running on Unreal Engine 4. Just saying, put it on Switch.
Yay. That's true. That is true.
I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. So, I mean, I don't think my wants are too out of the realm of possibility. I think the biggest one is Destiny 2. I don't think would be coming to Switch, but everything else I feel like is pretty tame in terms of wants, and are extremely doable.
Right. I mean, Activision, to me personally, Activision would be dumb not to include Destiny 2 on Switch.
Say it. Sorry, you cut out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Activision would be dumb not to do Destiny 2 for Switch.
Yeah, I really just want everything for Switch, to be quite honest with you. I just want everything.
But I think that is our list. So
yeah.
You guys could check it out and see
Sorry,
what you think and let us know.
All this Destiny stuff started springing up on Twitter, so I was reading that.
Yeah.
I got distracted. I'm sorry. I gotta turn off the internet. I just gotta turn it off. Yeah, so that's our list. I think everything we listed, even our wants, are doable. I think it's possible. So I'm super excited to see what all these companies have to announce for Switch in the next coming months. It's exciting that we have so much to look forward to this year on Switch already. And the fact that, Ubisoft has already come out and said, we're excited to share what we're putting on Switch. EA has some stuff they want to put on Switch, Bethesda, all these companies have something to put on the Switch. Even Activision is, even though they're into making money, like, the rumor that they're putting their biggest stuff on Switch is pretty exciting too. So it's an exciting time to be a Nintendo fan.
Woohoo! Yes.
I say that every week, but I feel like the more and more stuff that comes out, the more and more it's true. So
hey, Ken Levine just said that he's going to London with his Switch and Zelda, and he asking people should he take his Breath of the Wild amiibo or not. That speaks volumes.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the biggest game developers in the world, one of the most well-liked, is talking about Switch, and definitely. So I think that's going to wrap up our show. I don't think it was as short as I thought it was going to be, but yeah. Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at @RetroCode. This week, you also guys can read my blogs for Optional Opinion, and it's on IGN under Anime ENIME, or just check out Nerd NGR Radio on our Facebook page. I'll be posting the links there. I'm talking about characters and unexpected characters you would think that have changed the gaming industry and other things. So you'll be able to check that out, and you can hear my podcast Optional Opinion at the Anonymous Radio Network.podbean.com, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and other podcast apps. It's mostly on SoundCloud right now, but everything will be going to all the other podcasts soon. And also check out my other podcast, World 101, at shoutengine.com. World 101 podcast. I do it with some good friends. We talk video games. We're a train wreck of professionalism. So do check us out there. Yeah. Right on skirmishfrogs.com. Got a series called The Moment, so check me out there also. And you can find me on NGR Radio on the Facebook page, and I'll chat it up with you guys. So yeah. You go check NGRradio.com, I think, or
yep.
Is that the website?
Yeah.
You can check my post, Fresh Freedom Still. A new blog will be coming up soon. So do check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can find me at Corey Hudson and HD on Twitter, and you can find me at Corey and HD on Instagram. You can find me hanging out in the Facebook group, NGR Radio, Facebook group, facebook.com/group/NGR Radio Podcast. You can now follow NGR Radio on Twitter as well at NGR Radio Podcast. You can check out all of our content, including NGR Radio every Monday at 10 a.m. and this show every Tuesday and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube and on your favorite podcast service. Let's see what else. NGRradio.com. There's stuff there that you can read and watch and listen to and everything else. I think that's it. Yeah. And until Friday, we love you.
Yes, everybody, we're switching out right now.